You don't have.
And hello, everybody. It is Tom Chenault. And guess what? I am actually in the studio. I have been trusted with the studio. Adrian is not here. Michelle is remote, and they're letting me run this movie because I was so pumped up about it. Because the last time I did something like this with Richard Brooke, we were walking down the street in Noosa, Australia. And most of you don't even know what Noosa is. It's not the yogurt. It is better. It was a city that is beautiful on the beach, and Richard Brooke was training me, and I have had monster success since that day. And everybody said, Tom, how come you're so good at what you do? And I go, let me tell you a little story about Noosa, Australia. And here we are revisiting that. He and I proverbially, I don't even know what that word is.
You shouldn't use words like that, Tom.
Yeah, it was 4 miles too long. You told me not to do that when you were coaching me too, Debbie Bales and Janine. And I'm loving all your friends that I don't have coming on here to watch you live, Richard Brooke. How are you, baby?
I'm awesome. Thank you for, spending an hour with me.
Did he say an hour? We better
whatever.
We'll see how much content we've got, you guys. The minute you're dozing off, we will shut it down. So make sure you comment like crazy. Make sure you're on here. Just get after it. Get after it. Share it. Tell your friends. Because Richard Brooke is like the trainer of the trainers. He is so intense. I've done his programs before. I've had unbelievable success. I live Mach 2 Hair on Fire. I named a lot of stuff subconsciously around that. I do a big thing every day for the last 10 years, 15 years called the Hair on Fire call. And everybody goes, why'd you think of that? And I go, I'm just smart. Till I finally realized I was just trying to channel my inner Richard Brooke. So you're living on the big island of a little island in Hawaii where no one lives, and living the life of Riley and coaching from afar. And it's going great, right, Richard?
Kimmy and I live there together. Yeah.
Oh, no. You live with her still.
Yeah.
Good. That's progress.
We do live on that little island. Right now, I'm at my ranch in the foothills below Yosemite.
Oh, good.
But, that's because we can do this from anywhere. We just roam around.
There's just nobody like you. And you do. I mean, I'll never forget when you almost got me kicked out of my neighborhood by parking your motorhome on the lawn. And we had to have half of Longmont come and push that rig out of the soggy soil, to the chagrin of my wife, who wanted to kill me and thought I had bad friends, till she fell in love with your wife and her 2 dogs. And you just came along on the side. My life with this guy has been so full.
Hey, Tom, is it okay if I turn around the motorhome here on the lawn?
Yeah, that was a good
problem, day. Richard. Hey, Tom, the motorhome's down to its frame on your wife's lawn. What do we do now?
So we pushed it out of there and we got it going. It was going like 100 miles an hour, and then it swung around and it almost killed Denise Dunlap. She just got out of the way of that thing in the nick of time, or we would have been looking at involuntary manslaughter on top of new lawn. So yeah, Richard, you've really been a blessing. I had forgotten about that one too. So tell me a story. What are you doing? You're doing some big event, and we're just going to weave our conversation through your big event. So I want to open it just in case Michelle Griot, James Richard Lang, Doug Stair, and Shirley Helms Clark get so bored that they hang up and didn't hear about the event. We're going to put it in 3 or 4 times. So what's it all about?
Friday night.
This coming Friday.
This coming Friday night, and all day Saturday, I'm doing a virtual event called United We Stand on Fire, which is all about a deep dive, learning, practicing, digging deep on the basics for getting into momentum, building a team. And it's designed around pods. So sometimes people are going to come. Some people will come as individuals and we'll match them up in pods. But most people are bringing a team of 3 or 4 or 5 people. And we're going to work for, I don't know what it is, 10 hours total in pods. So I'm going to teach some basic concepts about momentum. And then the leader or the pod is going to go work for 15 or 20 minutes. And then they're going to come back and report to the whole group for 15 or 20 minutes. So we're going to work our way through about 8 really important modules for getting into momentum, which I call, just a little bit of chaos when you have more people in the pipeline, more people saying maybe, more people saying no, more people saying yes, more people procrastinating on when they're going to sit for their presentation, more people asking questions about how to enroll, more people enrolling. I declare that momentum is the holy grail of building a network marketing, like getting to that place because you've been prospecting consistently for a month or 2 or 3 where you got the pipeline filled, you got the popcorn popping. And once you get there, gosh, the rest is easy and fun. And it only takes about 30, 60, 90 days to get there. And unfortunately, less than 1% of network marketers ever stay there. Maybe 5% get there once in their career, but they forget how to recreate it. They get all distracted. They try all kinds of crazy things. And all we're going to be talking about at United is the basics, the skill set that all network marketers that build big teams use to get there. Nothing fancy, nothing sophisticated, nothing crazy, just the basics.
That's awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. How much does it cost? Do you even know?
97 American dollars.
Do you have financing?
Yes, you can pay $1 a month for 97 months.
All right, this is so exciting. All right, you guys, that's a beautiful thing. And here's the deal. What do you have to lose? What if he's right? And if you go talk to Jordan Adler, if you talk to Rob Sperry, you talk to Eric Worre, you talk to Fraser Brooks, you talk to Ray Higdon, you talk to all these gurus, they're all telling you the same thing in a different way, basically to bring people into your pipeline, develop the relationship, and then nurture those people along until such point they realize you've got something they want, and then you pork them in. That's all it boils down to, right, Richard?
Well, it's pretty simple, and anybody can do it. You just got to do the work. There's a pretty simple set of work that has to be done, and it has to be done consistently. And most people just don't do it. And it's not that they can't. A lot of people have heard me use this like cheap circus trick on motivation, but if your company paid you $500 a day and all they asked you to do was send out a video 4 times a day, or get in a conversation 4 times a day, or further a previous conversation 4 times a day, or check in on people 4 times a day. If you just networked 4 times a day, your company would pay you $500 a day. And that's all you have to do. Just further some conversations, start them and further them 4 times a day, every day, at least 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And if you did that, your company would pay you $500 a day. You'd make $15,000 a month. So think about that. Could you do that for $15,000 a month? Of course you could. Absolutely. Nobody would be signing up for classes about, well, who do I talk to? Well, I don't want to talk to people I know. Nobody signed up for classes like that. Nobody would sign up for a class about, well, what do I say to them? And nobody would sign up for therapy about what to do if prospects say no. We would just be like massively engaged in conversations for $15,000 a month. Yeah. The reason why people don't do it is they actually don't believe it'll pay off. And so we're going to spend a lot of time on that. In fact, the first module is all about belief. Well, by the way, Tom, I noticed, have you been struggling lately
with
your business? In your business?
No, why?
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Well, I'm looking at your background, and you just have this plain black background. You see my background?
Yeah, it's plain black.
No.
Yes.
No. Look again, my friend.
There's nothing back there.
My initials. Look at that.
God. Well, I don't know who you hired to put that cornball RB up there, but I just thought it was, yeah. Oh my God. Michelle,
Wait,
you're fired.
wait till
So
you see
great.
this.
You just
Tom.
cost a poor girl her job, and
Wait,
she's
Tom,
going down to Florida tomorrow. Oh, yeah, you have got it made. That's beautiful, Richard.
look at this.
I know it.
You
This
want
is
to know what I've been doing?
I not buying light bulbs.
This is 10 feet high and 15 feet wide. I had to move 2 giant pieces of furniture in my house just to get it in here.
All by yourself?
I did it all by myself. Took me 4 hours.
What's it made of? Concrete?
No, it's like it's a banner. It's a thing. This is branding, Tom. I take this with me everywhere I go.
You guys, that is not duplicatable. That is idiocy. That is having too much money and too big an ego. So what you want to do is don't do that. I want you to go talk to somebody versus spending 4 hours hauling in a banner somebody can't see. That's what you call busy work versus Jordan Adler is in the dentist chair right now. The poor guy's trying to whiten Jordan's teeth because he's so doggone worried.
He needs to quit smoking cigars. That's his problem.
He's still on the phone talking while you're back there not talking to anybody. You guys do money-making activities. I promise you. No one is worried about your background. They're not even worried about your foreground. They aren't thinking about you at all. They're thinking about them. And it's just that simple. So you guys get away from that. You just be Richard, be his message. It works.
It does.
Do you have a tattoo? Fogg wants to know if you've got a Richard Brooke tattoo.
I do not, and I never will.
Me either. Oh my God, that's hilarious. So
hey, tell me, I want you to tell me something, because one of the things I've noticed that I think, people need to see this vision. They need to hear about it. Every time I check in on you or try to check in on you, you and Denise are somewhere else in the world. You just went on a cruise. Before that, you were in Southern California. Before that, you were in, I don't know, Costa Rica, or maybe you're going to Costa Rica. How do you do this? And seems like all you ever do is vacation. What is that all about? Because I don't need a 10-foot screen behind me. I need a phone and a roll of quarters. That's all I need, a payphone and a roll of quarters. And you guys probably don't even know what that means. But it used to be a roll of dimes, and now it's a roll of quarters. And now they don't have payphones anymore, but they've got these phones. And I've got 16,000 people in this phone. And every morning I hit the button and refresh my app. And then it tells me who needs to be remembered that day. Not followed up on. Nobody wants to be followed up on. Follow up is, well, look at the acronym, FU. That's what follow up is. So no, you've got to remember people. And there's a guy on here named John Fogg who helped me. He said, Tom, not only do you need to rotate and remember people, but you need to remind those people that you remember them too. And I have coined remind to remember also, because in every message, I remind you subconsciously or subliminally, I remember something about you. So you don't think it's one of those cornball autoresponders that everybody else uses. Make people feel the BLTSs, Richard. They belong in your world. I believe I belong in your world. Yes. That you love me. BLT, that you can trust me. I believe I can trust you, and then I'm safe with you. BLTS, just like the bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Yep. And when you've got that with people, because you are such a good man or woman, and you took Richard's courses and you understand that, all of a sudden people are going to be coming to you to do business instead of running for their lives because you're looking at them like they're just a number or a transaction, right? Aren't you and John Fogg releasing a book about this? Yeah. Yeah, we are. It's going to be called Love Like, can't remember the name of it. No.
Bring me
Love like crazy and love some more.
Love like crazy, then love more. I'll show you the sweatshirt. We are branding the craziness out of it. Beautiful Michelle Griot has now got a website that it says love like crazy, then love more. And then instead of having a contact mapping at the bottom, what's it got at the bottom? Now.Site. So we changed them around. She fixed them up, and we are going to be out there with everybody teaching you how to unify instead of divide, to love instead of hate, to communicate instead of all your silly boundaries and walls, and to something else, but I can't remember what it was. It's going to be great.
And everybody wants to know how they get a sweatshirt, but how do they get a sweatshirt? Buy the book?
No, right. I would have it for you, but I wanted to put it up. But Richard told me I had to have a link for him so he could get an affiliate check. So sorry, I can't. We don't have it ready for him yet.
That's what I want is an affiliate check off your sweatshirts.
Oh my God. We'll give you a little pound of sweat.
All right, I got a valuable question.
One more thing. We have to tell them what happened at the very beginning of the show, because we were just about to start and we were 1 minute late because Michelle ran out with a glass of something or another and washed off the snot off my sweater. Oh. So thanks to her, and she's invaluable, Michelle Griot, and you guys needed to know her too. So take it away.
I'm glad you don't have any snot on your sweatshirt. So I want to know, and I'm sure the audience wants to know. So when you're rotating and remembering and you call somebody, what do you say?
I remind them that I remember something about them. I do everything I can to weave the previous conversation that they had. So if they told me that their car was being repossessed, I would have a conversation with them that, did you get your money worked out? And if not, I may know somebody. And if they have some sort of health concern going on, I ask them if they have the health concern and try to have them understand that I'm interested, not trying to be interesting. And I care, not that I'm trying to sell them something. And I try to stay in transformation, not transaction mode.
Yeah, there you go. And how many times do you do that a day?
A lot. My average rotation of remember numbers about 60, which is, most of you are right now going, that's impossible. I don't believe them. I can prove it. And it's because I have it down to an art. And I've got so many people in my phone, and now it is a mission. And very few of those conversations end up in actual conversation. It's usually text going back and forth. And it is almost always engagement. And you can move like the wind and just wait for somebody that is looking for something that you've got. And that's when you make the phone call. But my pipeline is so full that I can't get to it, which is a great problem to have, which all of you have, if you would just take the time to nurture that one thing that John Fogg talks about all the time, which is your little black box with the note cards in it, starting in about 1800, up to the Rolodex, up to finally Excel, whatever it is, Act Goldmine, whatever you use, hopefully contact mapping. Technology is bringing us a lot better systems to stay in touch with people. But the fact of the matter is you have to stay in touch. And that's what I learned from you.
Yeah. So, Tom, in terms of one of the things I'm doing in United, and one of the things I'm really focused on with people that I work with is there's so many things that people can do and are doing to stay busy and move their business forward, that I think one of the most important things that we're talking about here just gets somehow left as an option because there's so many things to do. And the pace of play that I teach people is just 4 of those conversations a day.
Yeah.
And that can be done in like 15 minutes. Now, of course, it might go longer if, somebody wants to talk for a while. But if you just reach out, a lot of the reach outs that I know you do is, you'll just send me a text, tell me you love me.
Yeah.
How am I doing? How long does it take to send that text? Oh, maybe 10 or 15 seconds. And, I might reply and you might reply and that's it, right? That's just furthering it. The pace of play that I coach people to get on is 4 of those a day.
Right.
And I find this like this really great mystery that people do all kinds of things all day long except that. And what do you think would happen if somebody just connected with 4 people a day, 6 days a week? Let's say just try it for 30 days. What do you think would happen?
It would be my life. You're going to be, right now they're complaining about no business, nobody to talk to. They got to go spend another $5,000 on yet another course on how to be a better human being, instead of just going to Harvard every day, which is the school of hard knocks. And you start learning in a hurry that people don't want to be sold. They want to be loved. They want to belong. They just want to be part of something. I have everything I learned about network marketing. This is 100% the truth. I learned in Alcoholics Anonymous.
Wow.
What do you think, man? What happened to me? I was a drunk. I got 2 DUIs and 2 disturbing the pieces in a month. They told me, they sent me to a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist said, I can't help you. You're just a drunk. You need to go to AA. I thought I was going to walk in this room with a bunch of winos laying on the floor with wine bottles. And I'm just positive that I am so much smarter, better than all of them. I walk in the door. Everybody's better than me. They're clean cut, the whole shot. I look around the room and I hate them all. I hate them all because I hated myself so bad. So then I stay there for like 45 hours and I look at my wristwatch and 15 minutes has gone by. And I went, wait a minute, what's going on here? So the hour finally ended. I said, what do I do? They said, just don't drink. And I go, that's it? Yeah. And get this book and read this book. Okay. What's the book? It's called The Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. It's 164 pages long. What do I do then? You find a sponsor. What do you do with the sponsor? The sponsor teaches you to go through this 164 pages. You don't have any idea how smart I am. I don't need a sponsor. Okay, well, go get drunk again. I go get drunk again. I lay down on the floor. You got to go through these 12 steps in order. Well, no, I looked at the 12 steps. I can start on step 8. Well, good. Try to step up 8 steps on the ladder. You can't do it. So I go out and get drunk again. I crawl back in the door. I tell them I'll come to meetings every day. I'll read the book. I'll go to the sponsor. I'll do the steps in order. And I finally go through the whole deal. And I said, what do I do next? And they said, go help other people. That's all network marketing is, Richard. But we're also unbelievably unsuccessful in our day job that has been ingrained to us for all of our life. And it doesn't work. And guess what? You think that's the only way, and you try to take that system and put it in your network marketing business, stepping on people's heads, subverting everything. It's opposite of that. You've got to give till you cry, till you die. You got to lead with your heart, not your head. And once you get that, it's impossible to ever want to do anything else. This business is the greatest because everybody wins, Richard. And that's what you taught me.
Yeah, Zig Ziglar said it best. He really spoke to a philosophy that network marketing allows us to fully express. And that is, you get everything in life you want when you help enough other people get what they want. And network marketing is, in that sense, so simple when you can, focus your conversation on, okay, who are you? What's important to you? What's missing in your life? What are you passionate about? What are you frustrated about? What are you afraid of? What gives you pain? What gives you passion? Get to know people and listen to them and acknowledge them. And you know what? If you do that trying to prospect them, it just shows up that way. And they feel it. And they feel manipulated. They feel the insincerity of the inquisition. But if you just go about like Johnny Appleseed, getting to know people, understanding them, hearing them, seeing them, letting them know that they matter to you, people are going to tell you somewhere in that conversation, they're going to basically ask you, hey, show me what you got. You got something that'll make me feel better, look better? I'm ready to listen. You got something that'll make my life better, have more fun, more friends, more community, more adventure, more cash flow? I want to see it. if you get to know people well enough, they'll tell you exactly. But here's a perspective on why it's valuable to take the target off of people's back and just go for a relationship. You know, you can go out and prospect 20 people, 100 people, prospect 100 people. You're only going to get maybe 10 of them to take a look. And out of those 10, you know, I mean a serious look. You might get, 30 or 40 of them to watch your little video or listen to you. But to actually sit for a presentation, you're probably only going to get 10, maybe 20 at the most. And you're only going to get maybe 5 or 10 to enroll. And out of those 5 or 10 who enroll, there's only going to be about 2 that do anything. And you have no idea who they are. Right? So the 98 that don't do anything in your business can provide so much more value to you than just somebody on your team or somebody that's buying your product. I met a guy 10 years ago on the beach on Lanai, and I wasn't thinking about any of this. I just connected with him, got to know him. We spooled up this great relationship. But, he knew I was in network marketing. We talked about it on occasion, but never in the context of, hey, Joe, you should do this. And, he was just such a classic example of so many of the people that I've met in my life. They didn't do anything for me in my business, but boy, did they add an enormous amount to my life. If you look at your life, folks, if you look at who's in your life, most of the people that have value to your life, most of the people that you count on, that you love learning from, hanging out with, most of the people that you could pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I'm in town, they're not in your business. So the rich journey of networking is just getting to know people and building relationships. And some of those, if you talk to enough people and you build enough relationship, some of those will drop in your business just because it's the right time. It's the right conversation. You have the right thing going on for them. But so many of us are out there thinking, I got to get that person, or I got to get all these people. And our focus is just recruiting and enrollment and the getting to know people, I'm going to be interested so that you can find me interesting. That's just a strategy. And when it's a strategy, it doesn't work so well. If we'll just kind of let go of the outcome and just go network and build relationships and source people and serve people, and as you say, love people, you build a big team in network marketing, because we've got the perfect setup. This is the setup where, you really only have to coach 4 people that you meet in your career to get what they want out of your opportunity. Only 4 to build an empire. I mean, make 50 or 100 grand a month.
If you're wondering what he's talking about right there, I stole it from him and turned it into a song. Because he talks. Yeah, I did. So Richard Brooke, and I totally stole this and have taken credit for it forever, but he's the one that taught me to put 100 people on auto ship, knowing full well 80 of them were going to be customers. And instead of running those customers out the door, act like the guy at the gas station where he walks out to your car, you roll down your window thinking he's going to yell at you. He says, do you want me to wash the windows? Do you want me to fill up your tires? Do you want me to check the air? That's treating customers like truck customers. Then you got like 15 of those people that want to be distributors and make a little tiny bit of money. And they might want to make $1,000 a month. And you don't try to turn them into a crazed movie either. And of that 100, 4 of those people are going to want to be like you. And they're going to say, how did you do that? And you're going to say, you just have to do what I do. And they say, what? And go get 100 auto ships. So how do you remember the 100 auto ships? 416, 64, 256, 1,024, 4,096. It's just work straight down. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. It sings perfectly. Do the math in your comp plan, and you will realize this guy smiling at you, the Tom Chenault look-alike contest winner, was 100% right. And I have stolen literally everything he's done over the years. The name of his book, Mach 2 Hair on Fire, My Hair on Fire Call. That particular song I stole. That philosophy I stole. Because the guy is a master. And for $97, you get to spend the day with him. And the person that shares this thing the most, and we can check from the major, I'll give you a free ticket. So if you want to go to it for free, all you got to do is share the living shit out of it, and I will give you a ticket. So that's that.
Go Tom Chenault. Hey, I got a test for everybody. You want to know whether or not you're going to succeed in network marketing? I mean, like really succeed. Like, you know, build what you want to build. Here's a test for everybody. So I'm going to give you 3 numbers in sequence. You put in the chat or wherever the comment, you put in the chat without looking it up, the 4th number. You ready?
Ready.
3, 9, 27.
Come on, you got it. That's easy.
Anybody got it? Nobody got it.
I can't believe it.
Nobody got it. All right, here's another one. This one's easier. 4, 16, 64.
Correct.
Nobody?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Here's the 3rd one. 5, 25, 125.
There you go.
Debbie,
Oh,
54. Did you say 54? 625.
Oh, Jordan Adler's on here. He's back out of the dentist, and now he's typing. He's either irritating a dental assistant right now, or he's out of the chair. Whichever it is, we hope it's good.
Dr. Lisa got the 4th one correct, 256. Now, you may wonder, what is that all about? Well, you know, Einstein called it the 8th wonder of the world. You ever wonder how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? Which is that's on like fast track in this country right now. The poor get poorer because they just buy things they can't afford on debt, and then they pile up the debt, and then they borrow money to pay the minimum payment on the debt, and that's how they get poor, right? The rich get richer because they buy appreciating assets, so they get a return on their investment, and all of that compounds. So, you know, if you have $100,000 and you invest it at a 10% return, well, here's another question for you. This is all network marketing stuff, by the way. If you have $100,000 and you invest it at a 7% annual return, how much do you have in a 7% return in 10 years? You start with 100 grand, 7% return. How much do you have in 10 years? Oh my God. I know, you know, Tom.
Have you guys ever heard of the rule of 72? Keep going.
You got 200 grand, but how much do you have in 10 more years? 400. Well, how much do you have in 10 more years? 800. Then 1.6 million, then 3.2, then 6.4, then 13.8 or something. And at some point, the rich, they have more income from their assets than they can possibly spend. So the interest keeps piling up on the principal. And that's how people become multi-millionaires and billionaires. And now we got people racing to become trillionaires. The rich get richer. Compounding. Einstein said it's the 8th wonder of the world. That's how the rich get richer. But how do network marketers get richer? Well, yes, we can invest what we earn and compound it, but we have a much faster way to get richer, which is compound the size of our sales organization and our customer community. How do we do that? 3, 9, 27, 81, 243, 4, 16, 64, 256, 1,024, 525, 125, 625, 3125. If you don't know the sequence of those numbers, you don't know how to explain network marketing to somebody in a way that can capture their imagination and have them decide the work's worth it. If you can't show those numbers, if you can't show, okay, hey, here's how you get 500 people on your team, right? 4, 16, 64, 256, halfway to 1,024. You got 500, 600 people on your team. And if they're all just doing $100 a month, you're making 10 grand a month. If you can't show people how it works, then they don't believe the work is worth it. What they decide is, well, this is just selling a product. This is just peddling. This is just selling. This is just making money. And there's so many ways to make money in the world today that we just don't compete on making money. How we're the most extraordinary financial opportunity on the planet is compounding of our sales organization, which compounds our customer community and allows us to get paid on. Tom, how many people do you have in your personal customer community, in longevity, on your team? How many people in your database?
1,600,000 is the that's a really, really good number.
It is a good number. And you didn't get there by recruiting them yourself.
Oh no, I had nothing to do with it. In fact, the ones that I recruited, very few of them. I was thinking, as you've been talking about my level of influence, and it is so abysmally low versus so many people in my organization, that if they say, I need $500, their friends don't say what for. They just, because the people have the BLTSs. They don't care what it's for as long as they're in the foxhole with you. And what I would tell you to do is to, if Richard Brooke called and said, I need $500, it's done. Jordan Adler, $500, it's done. Doug Stair, $500, done. And if you wonder why people aren't buying what you're selling, go back to that. Do they really feel like they belong in your tribe? Do they believe they can trust you? Do they believe you really love them? And do they believe that they're safe with you? And if in any one of those are out of line, they're just going to phone it in. They aren't going to buy. They're going to figure out a way to get rid of you. Develop the deep relationships, you guys. Fire that brain, hire that heart. That's all it boils down to, right, Richard?
It does. This is a spiritual business. It's not a transactional one. It's transformational, as you say. There's a lot of numbers. There's a lot of business. There's a lot of things that need to be done. But the glue that holds it all together and the magnet that brings people to the party is not your product. It's certainly not your comp plan. It's not your management team. It's not your corporate logo, although.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Very impressive.
It's you. And then, okay, what part of you attracts people? Well, it's not the transactional part of you. It's not the greedy part of you. It's not the goal-setting part of you. It's not the ambitious part of you. It's the part of you that can create some space and time in your heart and your soul to give to other people. And how do you give to other people? What's the free way to give to other people? Just be interested in them. And I don't mean as a strategy, right? Because remember, hardly any of them are ever going to do anything in your business. So just go for building a life of relationships. I can't do it anymore, I'm sure, because I've been out of that part of the business for so long. But I used to make the claim because I knew it was true. And Tom, I know it's true for you still today, that I could drive from the West Coast to the East Coast, never stay in a hotel, never buy a meal, and never call ahead.
Yeah. Knock on doors. Yeah. And you're there. And you did that with me. You showed up one weekend and Ron Forrester showed up the same time. Robert Blackman it was crazy. We weren't having an event. And at a coffee shop in Longmont, all these guys show up on the same day out of the sky blue. And another weekend, here came Dan. What the heck is that old lady's name? She hung around with Lisa Bobby Smith. Do not tell her I called her old.
The old lady.
And Lisa Grossman, same deal. They knock on the door because we have that kind of relationship with people. And you're all welcome to come to Niwot or Longmont. And it happens. And I have pictures of Brooke and I riding around on the Vespa or riding around in the BMW 2002 that he told me smelled like gas. Oh my God, Kimmy Brooke is here. We
Kimmy
have
Brooks
arrived.
here.
Woo! But you guys,
she's like the #1 real estate agent in all of Hawaii.
if you guys know anybody
top
that wants to buy
5.
a home there, you have to call Kimmy.
Call Kimmy.
Call Kimmy, man.
Call Kimmy. You got an extra $5 million? Call Kimmy.
But they will spare no expense making sure you feel like all of it in a bag of chips, man. I was watching yesterday.
She's a master at it.
How about those women they're riding around on the wake? God, I wanted to be at that reunion party that she was throwing yesterday so badly because she is fun. I'm not fun.
Yeah, you are.
Tonight? You guys have to hear this. So we're sitting with Kimmy, Jordan, Richard, Denise, and we're having a conversation. And it's
You're actually going to say this? You're actually going to say this?
Yes. And we're having this beautiful conversation, and it's deep. And all of a sudden, Brooke looks at us both, Jordan and I, and he goes, "Do you know something?" And we go, "What, Richard?" "You're the 2 worst listeners I've ever met in my whole life, and we're not having any fun." And Richard, Jordan, and I about to have a heart attack because we thought we were absolutely fascinating.
Oh, my God. The 2 worst listeners in the entire continent. Then I know they're much better now.
Yeah. Well, we took your course, and all of a sudden now we're like, okay, so here, listen to this, Brooke. You cannot one up this.
Okay.
Last night, I and one other man among 250 women sat in an auditorium and listened to Liz Gilbert for 2 hours. And she's the author. You don't even know who she is. The author of Eat, Pray, Love. Oh. So it was just so touchy feeling and so beautiful. But because of you, I have turned into a virtual chick. And I want you to know that.
You really got your feminine side on last night, huh? Good for you.
Thank you very much. And it was awesome, by the way. Those of you that ever have a chance to go and see her, go see her. And if you have a chance, especially if you're in recovery, go read her book, Something Over to the Edge of the River or something. I can't think of the name of it. It changed my life. I love Liz Gilbert. Nothing disparaging whatsoever, but you did have an impact about that. Again, a million things you've done in your life to make me a better man, and that comment was one of them.
Well, thank you, brother. I love you, and I appreciate so much you taking
we're
the
not
time.
leaving. No, we're doing an hour. Stick around. You don't have anything to do.
Okay.
Your wife, here's what happens, you guys, just so you know, because who's running the show? Kimmy says the minute you see me comment on that preposterous show you're doing to absolutely pitch your infomercial this weekend, once you see me comment, that means you need to come home for some banana cream pie, but we're not going to let him do it. So we're going to talk for a few more minutes. Richard, tell us about this whole thing one more time.
Well, that link that you put up, there's a special code there for a special discount that Tom's chipping in to get you a little lesser price for showing up. If you're a loner, like if it's just you and you're like where you're at is, I need to get 4 people on my team, then you want to come to United. We're going to hook you up with 3 or 4 other people that are single in whatever company they're in. And we're going to teach you how to get in momentum 90 days from now. By January, if you follow the program, you're going to have 2, 3, 4 people on your team that are excited. Happens every time. Not everybody follows the program. I can't force people to follow the program. But we got a dynamic community that everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody champions each other. It's a very simple model. You can do it in 15 minutes a day. And so come alone if you're alone. If you got 2 or 3 or 4 people on your team and you want to do something as a group, there's discounts for 5 and 10 tickets. Come, you will work as a team, your team. You'll work as a team throughout the whole event. 10 hours of, I'm going to give you a distinction, a skill, a concept that is absolutely non-negotiable. Everybody that's ever made $10 to $1 million a month in network marketing has mastered it. I'm going to teach it to you. You're going to practice it as a group, and then you're going to report on it. And then we go to the next module. When we're done on Saturday night, we kick off a 30-day run where every morning for 15 minutes, we come together for a pod power session. 15 minutes, everybody's doing their outreaches 4 a day. You do 4 a day for 30 days, you're going to see the evidence of what happens when you compound consistency of the single daily action, the daily method of operation, the networking of network marketing. And in 60 days, if you stay with it, you'll be in mild chaos. In 90 days, you'll be overwhelmed. You'll have more people in your pipeline, more popcorn popping than you know what to do with.
Perfect.
That's
okay, so I need to clear. I don't even know who Wade Helm is. He's probably in Africa for all I know. But the guy is he's having a baby about the fact that I said infomercial. It's not an infomercial. It's not a timeshare. It was just a faux pas. So understand, there is no pitch, no infomercial. No. It's probably the anti that. This thing is all transformational, no transactional, no upsell, no nothing. It is geared toward me. And somebody just sent me a text. I want to earn a ticket. And what I'm going to write back is, yeah, I'll help you with that. Because I never want you to tell me in your life again that you don't have $100. I would never want to have to say that again. And the only promise that you're going to make to me is that you are going to attend and be present every minute of the event. And I'll give you that ticket. Because I am going to tell you this juice is worth the squeeze. This is a Tom Chenault infomercial. This is a Tom Chenault pitch because I'm old. I'm 74 years old. I've been doing this for a long, long time. Very few men or women are what I would consider to be mentors to me, that I do what they say and I can hear their constructive criticism. And Kimmy and Richard Brooke are two of those people. Put that one in your pipe and smoke it.
Well, that's saying a lot for a guy with 1.6 million people on his team.
That is a pile. Yeah.
You know, your life reminds me, Tom, of our neighbor. We have a neighbor on Lanai. We play pickleball with them and we have a lot of fun with them. And they're Amway people. And I just want to tell you their story because it's really phenomenal. So they've been retired on Lanai for 25 years. They've been retired from Amway for 25 years. They still go to events occasionally, a lot more before they're in their mid 80s now. But they built Amway for 7 years. And in that 7 years, I mean, it's the exact formula that we teach. In that 7 years, they enrolled about 100 people. And, about 5 or 6 of 7 of them did something. But one of them did something that is possible. It happens. It's never going to happen unless you enroll 100 people. But if you enroll 100 people, something like this can happen. So they enrolled a guy named Ron Purrier. He's a farmer from central Idaho. This couple is from Washington State, the Seattle area. And Ron Purrier sponsored somebody who sponsored somebody who sponsored somebody who opened South Korea for Amway.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago. And South Korea, Amway is the largest market in the world for Amway. It does almost $2 billion a year. And our pickleball buddies, the Elliots, that's their volume. Their annual volume, over $2 billion a year, like a quarter of all of Amway, just from one person. And my personal story, I recruited a lot of people. I don't know where they all went, but one of them made Richard Brooke.
Yeah.
His name was Jerry Schaub. When I say that name, Kimmy just cringes because she's heard me tell this story so many times. But you know, Jerry Schaub's huge business, he was like my big leg. He made me. One guy made him.
Yep.
The formula is very simple. If you personally enroll 100 people, somebody's going to do something big. In fact, the odds are really good that somebody's going to actually be better than you. You know, just think of it. If you put 100 people into business, doesn't it make sense? The odds are really, really good that at least one of them is going to be better than you. And what does better than you mean? Bigger than you. Bigger than you built, they build, except it's all yours. How do you enroll 100 people? Pretty simple. Just getting 4 conversations a day. Do it every day for 6 days a week. Couple of years, you'll enroll 100 people, and you won't be like a 1%er in network marketing. 1%ers in network marketing make like $100 a month on average. You won't even be 1/10 of 1%. Like 1 out of 1,000, they make like $1,000 a month. People that make 10 grand a month or more are 1 out of 10,000. And all you need to do to be 1 out of 10,000, 15 minutes a day for a couple of years. That's how close you are to knocking it out of the park in network marketing. To be an icon, to be one of those people that is talked about as, hey, they made it. Hey, I'm on their team. Hey, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be making what I'm making. You can change thousands of people's lives just from you doing the work for a couple of years. And it doesn't take 2 or 3 hours a day.
So there's some questions in here. One of them's, I'm going to get to you, Christina, in a second, but how about your new book there, Brooke? I need to know what it's going to be called so I can make up some t-shirts around it and steal the idea. So what are you doing?
Leadership on Fire.
Leadership on Fire. When do you think you're going to get it out?
November. Comes hot off the press in November. It is 10 non-negotiable practices for being a high-performance servant leader. And it's not about network marketing, but perfectly applies to network marketing. It's a simple, quick read designed more as a handbook than a novel. And it's the kind of book that, the 4-year career, I think, is the kind of book that every network marketer should carry with them. They should read it often enough that they can teach it, that all the principles and concepts in it they have memorized. And this leadership book is like that. Your book on the BLTs is like that. And I take my inspiration from Bob Proctor. I did opportunity to interview Mr. Proctor. Kimmy and I went and interviewed him in Toronto a few years ago. And as I was interviewing him, some of the questions he answered, he reached onto his nightstand and he pulled up a copy of Think and Grow Rich. And it's the same Think and Grow Rich that Earl Nightingale gave him 40 or 50 years ago.
Wow.
Carried it with him and referenced it, according to him, and I believe him because that book was worn out every day of his life. It's like, people should understand this if you study the Bible or the Quran or any religious book. Notice how we treat a book like that is, you don't read it once casually and then throw it on your bookshelf. It's on the nightstand. Why? Because it's designed for you to study the rest of your life. And if you want to master something, if you want to become something, if you want to become a servant leader with thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people on your team, you have to become a networker. You have to become the source for people. You have to become love. You have to become consistency. You have to become curious. You have to become a leader. And then the money just follows you, just like in hordes. But you can't do it casually. You got to study. So my books are all designed to study such that you can teach them, not a casual read. And that's what Leadership on Fire will be. And you can probably read it in 2 hours. And then a month later, read it again. And then keep reading it until you can teach it. And then you'll become it.
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. And Michelle, did you figure out that swag site for these poor people? And Richard, I just want you to know I love you. And it was nothing other than a tribute to you and your expertise and your ability that we did this thing. And we were honored to get chosen to be able to do this. I mean, I watched Cody Bateman say all that jazz about you, Jordan Adler, everybody on the planet is promoting this thing. And it's because it's what's needed. And how many people look at, I mean, it's just unbelievable what you've done. And it's only going to get better. Everybody go to that event this weekend. It is there. Where you want to go is swag.contactmapping.com. You can get the sweatshirts and all that jazz if you want them. And it's fun. This business is the greatest ever. And then it gets better. Michelle Griot, this woman is against it with so many things going on in her life with the health in her family and just incredible, incredible things. She's leaving town tomorrow, but she was not going to leave me alone on this podcast. She's got a million things to do. I told her it was going to be 15 minutes. It's now an hour. So I'm out of her will yet one more time. Come on out here and say hi to these people real quick.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Appreciate your support.
You're welcome.
Isn't she absolutely the greatest? And
nice work. Thank you.
Nobody like her. I love you all. We'll see you later. I'll see you this weekend on Richard's event. I will be there. I will see you before you know it. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. I brought her out here so she can't hang up the call.